Welcome to the Berman Golf podcast, where we're helping golfers over the age of 60 increase distance off the tee so that they can hit shorter irons into the green. Yeah, baby. You can visit us at bermangolf.com for more information and get ready. This is going to be a fun one. And we're live. Well, not live, but we are here and recording the first ever episode of Berman Golf, the podcast. My name's Dr. Jake Berman. I'm here with my co-host, Jan. It's pronounced Jan like you're yawning, but it's spelled Jan. Jan, say hello to everybody.
Hey, everyone. John Sermag over here. Happy to be here. It's actually pronounced Jan because it's Dutch, so different to the American John, I guess. So happy to be here and excited.
All right. So what we're going to talk about today is the origin of the Berman Method of golf performance and how Berman Golf got started, and specifically how we began our relationship together and how you helped me bring my 30,000 foot vision to life. Does that sound like a plan?
Excellent. Ready to go.
What else would we do on episode 1 of the Berman Golf podcast?
I guess the intro would be the best part, right? It's the right way to start to tell our story, or for this reason, your story, how you wanted to create all of this.
Yeah. Well, first of all, before we even do that, why did we do this? Who are we helping? What is it? What did we spend the past few years refining this for? What are we trying to do?
So just from the get-go, you were trying to transform the lives of people 50, 60 and plus years. You wanted to give them the ability to play golf forever and to really drastically change the way they approach the game, increasing their distance off the tee, making the actual sport more enjoyable, and allowing them really to become going from passive golfers to actually competitive golfers, which is really what we all want to do. And it's what the sport is all about, being competitive. And that's what really drives us to be better. So I think that from the get-go, I think the mission from what we talked about was to be able to improve the lives of golfers 60 or 50 and above, and to be able to just give them that distance that they needed and to be able to play forever without injury or pain.
Exactly. That's how we started. And whoever's listening to this right now, you're probably kind of going, what the hell did he just say? I mean, that wasn't very clear. So we spent the past 2 years really refining the message, refining what we're trying to do. And it ultimately came down to this. We refined it so much to where it could be as clear as possible so that a fifth grader could understand what we're doing. And what we're essentially doing is we're helping golfers over the age of 60 increase distance off the tee. It's that simple. And the reason why we're doing that is because the game completely changes once you turn 50, meaning that pre-50, your game is a combination of drives, fairways, short game, and putting. And that gives you the cumulative game, your cumulative golf game. However, after the age of 50 and really after the age of 60, because you lose so much distance off the tee, that becomes the Achilles heel, where pre-50, you could, every time you go and play golf, you could have a different Achilles heel. Today, the driver was killing me. The next time you play it could be your fairway shots. The next time you play it could be your short game. The next time you play it could be your irons. But with these golfers over the age of 60, it really comes down to one thing, where the fairways are okay. The short game is pretty damn good. The putting is also okay, but they just can't get any significant distance off the tee. So it leaves them with a super long approach shot, or they have to lay up and not even get there in regulation. So it completely changes the way golfers over the age of 60 play the game. Right?
Yeah. So you're essentially turning par fours into par fives, par threes into par fours, and par fives. Well, that's a whole different animal, right? It's a whole different experience when you have distance off the tee. So I think that is correct. Giving these golfers more distance and help them recover the distance that they lost is actually crucial and a really important aspect of their golf game.
Right. Well, before we get too much farther into this, let's go a little bit more into our respective backgrounds and how we came to work together, how we met, and really the how you helped me bring this thing to life. So I opened up Berman Physical Therapy back in 2015, and I unintentionally started working with golfers with back pain. I'm in Naples, Florida, and who would have thought that there would be an abundance of golfers with back pain in Naples, Florida? I'm saying this kind of sarcastically, but that was not my intention when I opened. However, over the years, I unintentionally started working with golfers with back pain. And that's when I started really refining my approach, my intervention, to where I got really good at it. I can humbly say I got very good at it, to where I could help a golfer get rid of back pain and get back out to golfing again. And then the unexpected positive side effect that started occurring was my patients came back telling me, I'm hitting the ball better now than I've hit it in years. I'm going, huh. So super long story short, I said, what if I did the same exact intervention that I do with golfers with back pain to a golfer that doesn't have back pain? Would that golfer also increase distance off the tee and hit the ball better and get more consistency? So that's what led me into this area, or this niche, if you want to call it that. Niche. How do you say it? Both of those? Yeah.
It's a niche, yeah, a very highly specific targeted segment of the golf population.
Yeah.
Definition.
So I'm like, what if I do the same exact intervention with somebody that doesn't have back pain? Will the results be the same? And again, super long story short, yes. The answer is yes. So by working with these golfers who did not have back pain and doing the same exact intervention for golfers that did have back pain, they started increasing distance off the tee and hitting the ball better and getting more consistent and lowering their handicaps and enjoying the game more. So from there, it just started snowballing in the right direction as far as getting more specific. What are the objective things that really move the needle the most with helping these golfers over the age of 60 increase distance off the tee? And it was about that time when I had this 30,000 foot vision of where I wanted to take, where I essentially wanted to pivot from traditional physical therapy to golf performance, like straight up golf performance. And it's a really big pivot, where I have this very established business that I've had for years in physical therapy. And now all of a sudden I'm like, all right, done with this. Let's move over to golf performance. And that was around the same exact time that you came into my world, because I had some job ads out looking for a marketing assistant, and you had just graduated from FGCU. You came in, and it's the one and only interview that I've ever had where I didn't say a single word because you wouldn't shut up the whole time.
It was meant to be, I guess. I choked because my throat dried up and I couldn't talk.
Yeah, I remember that. I had to go out.
He thought I was dying or something. He was like, "Is this kid dying right now?"
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I had to go get you some water.
I was so awkward. I was like, it's like I was thinking inside. I was like, God damn, I can't breathe. My injury.
Oh my gosh. So at the end of the interview, I said, Jan, why did you apply to this position? You're not a marketing assistant. You're a marketing manager, because you had so much experience in marketing. You had your own business. You grew it to 7 figures, right?
So basically what I was trying to do is I was trying to find something that I was really passionate about, that I really liked and I could enjoy, especially also in the area. And yeah, Berman PT, what it was back then, now it's, Berman Inc. and Berman Golf, like it kind of hit all the targets that I wanted in terms of like company size and like as soon as I got in, like the energy and everything was excellent. So I felt like it was the right place for me. And I always saw that there was or actually envisioned that this company could go places. There was a lot of potential there. So that's what really drew me to it. And the environment at Berman PT and Berman Golf is absolutely excellent. And you can tell it by your clients. They're always so happy to come in. They come in pain and they leave happy. So it's always a good day for them. But in terms of my background, just to talk a little bit about myself, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've owned multiple businesses, and I've owned businesses that are closely related to golf. I also tried to play professional golf between 2010 and 2013. Played a bunch of gateway tours, mini tours in the Florida, Georgia area. I've also attended multiple like high-level academies like the McLean Academy at Doral, the PGA Academy at Port St. Lucie.
Hold on a second. This is where I want you to slow down and enunciate a little bit more for those of you that don't understand the accent. So slow down and enunciate, because these are big time facilities. This is a big deal.
So I'll pardon the Peruvian accent. I'm also Peruvian. I'm international, so that's why things go. I'll talk like that sometimes. But yeah. So between 2010 and 2013, I played professional golf, played mini tours in Florida, Georgia, gateway tours, and qualifiers, money qualifiers, and so on and so forth. The best part about that experience was the fact that I had the chance to attend multiple high-level academies. Like I was at Doral at the McLean Academy for a long time. I went to Port St. Lucie to PGA National Academy. So I had the opportunity to train with incredible people, Mariano Bartolome, and so on and so forth. I also played with Jim McLean a couple times and got to experience their teaching techniques, to be surrounded in that golf environment, to learn from some of the best players, to see some of the best players hit balls live, and to understand their process. So kind of accumulated a lot of knowledge over the years from all these high-level professionals, and that's what that's a foundation of my golf knowledge and how I approach a game of golf. So what I've been trying to do for the past year and a half is try to land your 30,000 level view or idea and materialize it into actionable steps. And I think that what I've seen and what I've been able to witness at Berman Golf, and how these people at 60, 70, I think we had a couple over 80 too, right? That's insane the way they're hitting.
We've got two in their 90s right now.
In their 90s, yeah. So it's based on the fundamentals of golf, but it's such a different approach, because you're basically helping these people activate muscles and activate parts of their body that over the years they've lost. So they regain not only their distance, but they regain a lot of control and a lot of feeling over their bodies, and they're able to use their bodies more effectively. And I believe that this is something that doesn't only apply to 60, 50, and 40-year-olds or 70-year-olds or so on and so forth. But this can be in the future applied across a really broad age range, and this could be beneficial for the golf community as a whole, because this is a very different approach to golf that is based on the fundamentals of golf, but it's bringing this whole other side, which is the ability to feel your body and to activate muscles in your body that you really don't even think about. And that's allowing players to regain their distance, to be able to have better balance, better posture, to be able to rotate better, to be able to really create speed and power in their swing. And I think that that's fundamentally changing the way they play golf. And at a later stage where you're not competitive anymore, some of these guys are re-sparking that competitive edge, and they're starting to become, the player that the type of player they used to be in the past. So it's excellent for them.
Right. So if I were to summarize everything that you just said and make it short and clear, essentially how this came together was, I'm a biomechanics expert. I'm a doctor of physical therapy. I'm a biomechanics expert. I know the human body, how it's supposed to move, how it does move, how it's supposed to move, and where efficiency is. But I'm not an expert on golf philosophy. That's what your teaching pros are for. That's what your golf professionals are for, your coaches. And that's where Jan helped me out, because he has gone to the best academies in the country. He has tried to make it on the tour, playing at these very high level tournaments. So we were able to communicate together in a way to where we could essentially bridge the gap between your golf pro telling you to do something, you trying to tell your brain, your body to do what your golf pro is telling you to do, but you're not getting the result that your pro wants. So it's essentially, I'm going to come in there as the biomechanics expert, train your brain and your body to do what your golf pro is asking you to do. First, I got to give you the ability to do it, right? So there's a lot of times where you're trying to get motion from an area that you ain't got the motion. So the first thing that we got to do is get the motion. Then once we get the motion, then we've got to strengthen the motion. So getting the motion is generally easy. Keeping the motion and making it functional, that's a little harder. So that's where we've got to get the motion, then retrain the muscles how to use the motion. And then with the techniques that Jan has helped me with over the past 2 years, then we put it into a functional movement pattern that translates into the golf swing.
I think that sometimes it's when your golf professional is teaching you and he's asking you, like, I need you to put your body here. I need you to rotate your hips here, or I need you to do certain things. Like, for example, in my particular case, I was training with my Ortolome. He's a top 5 coach in Doral, and he was asking me. We were in the lab, and he was filming me, and we were looking at the slow motion replays, and he was asking me to put my hip in a certain position, and no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't. I just didn't have the range of motion or the ability to do that. And that happens with a lot of players in terms of, like, their coaches ask them, like, hey, I need you to do this, but they can't because they don't have the ability to do so. And I think that a great part about the Berman Golf method is that you come in and you give them the ability to do those things. So you're bridging the gap between the player and the coach, and you're essentially making the lessons more effective and helping them be able to achieve the positions that their coach professionals are asking them to do, or are asking of them.
Right. So that example that you're just giving right there, as far as watching your hip and you couldn't get your hip in that position, and you worked on that for weeks, days and weeks trying to get that to happen. And then, this is not to brag, but this is just a real story. You're in our room in the office there, and we're going over some things. And I said, okay, we'll do this. And we accomplished what you were trying to accomplish over weeks within minutes. I mean, it was within 10 minutes. And that's when the big light bulb went off with you, and you go, this is insane. Like, we've got something here. This is different from anything I've ever experienced in my life. I spent weeks trying to do this, and we just did it within 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think that the approach is, like I said, it's incredible. It's very different, and it really does allow you to get to the positions that are critical for a good golf swing. And the learning curve is shortening. It's becoming much more efficient, and you're able to save basically weeks of frustration, because in the end, it's like you really do get frustrated. And at a high level, it's even worse because there's a lot more variables that go into it. At a 60, 40, 50-year-old range, it's more of the enjoyment of the game that you're losing, that you're not able to enjoy your golf, that you're there's all these things that, like, the frustration comes in. And I think that what you're doing is literally eliminating that from the game, eliminating that frustration side, because you're able to get players to do exactly what they need to do within minutes.
That's the best part. Probably the most rewarding part is when my clients come back and they're smiling. They're eager to get in there. They're eager to swipe the credit card. That's a big thing. That's a big transition from being in a cash-based physical therapy practice where it's essentially a grudge purchase because people don't like having to spend money on pain. Now we're doing cash-based golf performance, and people are excited to swipe the credit card. They're excited to schedule appointments. They're excited to show up. They don't want to leave. They're excited to tell me how their round went the last time. They're excited to tell me that they entered into the club championship when they haven't been entering into any of the club championships for years because they didn't think that they had a chance anymore. That's the most rewarding part for me.
Yeah, I think the most exciting part is when they come in and they leave with like 20 or 30 yards back in their swing within one session. And you see they start at a certain point and they have like 30 more yards and they can't believe it.
Yeah. So just be careful, everybody listening. Those are outliers. It doesn't usually take one session. There are a handful of people where you can see that in one session. However, the vast majority, it does take time and effort and work to get that distance, those distances. But we do get it every time. At the time of this recording right now, we have a 100% success rate with every single person that has gone through a golf performance program with us one-on-one. Meaning that you came in and did a golf performance program, the whole program, one-on-one, you gained distance, 100% success rate. And we plan on keeping that. Next time we come back, we'll talk more about the specifics of what we do and try to give some more explicit, tangible examples of why is this thing so much different than the 11 billion other things that are out on the interweb and YouTube and all these false prophets. I like to call them false prophets, promising you the world with these golf techniques, and they just don't come to fruition. So I think that we should pick up with that next time. What do you think about that?
I think that's excellent.
Okay, so we'll leave everybody with, go to bermangolf.com. Check us out. You'll see my book there. I should have said this right at the beginning. I'm the author of the Berman Method of Golf Performance, the method proven to help you outdrive your buddies and hit shorter irons into the greens, even if you're 60 plus. So go check out the book, buy it, read it. You'll get a preview of what we're going to be talking about on the next few episodes here, and we will try to keep this thing interesting for you guys. Thanks again for everybody that listened to this. And Jan, that was fun. See, it wasn't that scary. This was Jan's first podcast.
I mean, it was actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I like it.
Easy peasy. All right, cool. Thanks again for listening, guys. And until next time, we will do it again. Keep it on, baby. Thank you very much for tuning in this week. For more information, please go to bermangolf.com. That's B as in boy, ERMAN, bermangolf.com, and check out a ton of stuff that we have there. Or even better, go to our socials, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. We're even on TikTok. Check us out everywhere. We've got tons of content going out every week. And please give us a thumbs up. Comment on the videos. Let me know what your questions are. Try to shoot holes in this. I'll do whatever I can to help you out the best that I can. Thank you, guys.